What's up everyone, my name's Ursi and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm giving you part 2 of the book haul, as promised. In the last haul video, I mentioned that I wound up having 16 new books that were added to my home, and I gave you 8 of them in my last video. So here are the remaining 8. The first one I want to mention is The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson, and this is the first book of the Mistborn trilogy, and it is a fantasy series. This is the only Brandon Sanderson book that I have read, and it is the only one of this series that I have read, obviously. So I want to reread this. I feel like when I did read this, there was a lot going on. We were in the middle of moving and, there was a lot going on. So I feel like I didn't get the experience that everyone else gets with this book. So I'm going to try again pretty soon. I don't know when. This is a book about the Final Empire, and this is a time where the Chosen One was unable to defeat the Dark Lord, and the people have been under his rule for over 1,000 years. And these rebels are coming up trying to start a revolution. It's a very hard magic system in this one, but it was a lot of fun. I do want to reread this soon and then continue on with the series and the rest of the Sanderson books. So that's The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. Another recent book that I was able to acquire was The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, and this is a classic. And this is about a man who has like this mirror in his house, and it kind of changes with his personality, I believe. I'm trying to go in blind with this one. It comes very highly recommended on BookTube. I've never read this one, despite having read many classics in my day. This is just one I've never read. So this specific edition of the book I got from Barnes & Nobles, and they had a lot of classics in this kind of faux leather, spray edged kind of materials with like a little bookmark and stuff. I just thought it was cute for this edition. I think I only paid like $10 for this one. But yeah, I'm just excited to get to this one because a lot of people seem to be rediscovering this work online, and I just want to see if I like it or not. So that's The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. This next one, I'm not going to talk about it too much because I've already mentioned it a few times, and that's The Maidens by Alex Michaelides, and this is a thriller book. I got this one through Book of the Month. I do have a subscription with them. This one follows this lady who wants to see or uncover if the professor at her niece's school is a murderer of this one girl who is part of this clique that call themselves the Maidens. So it's supposed to be a really suspenseful, psychological kind of thriller. So I'm really excited for this, and I hope to be reading it very soon this month. The next 2 books I also got from Barnes & Nobles. So the first one I'm going to talk about very briefly is To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini. This is set in the future, and this is about a girl she's a xenobiologist, and she winds up coming into contact with this alien relic, and a lot of stuff happens after. So it was a really cool book. I will be posting a video very soon where I talk about my thoughts on this book. They were a lot. You can see I've annotated a lot because I just felt like he talked about a lot of ideas in here. So that will be coming very soon. But yeah, I just got this one. It was pretty cool. So it was To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini. I was also able to pick up A Promised Land by Barack Obama, and this is the first volume of a 2-part book series, I guess, that he's doing, where he's kind of recounting his time in his presidency. I am very curious to read this book because he was the first president that I was able to vote for. When he first came into office, I was either 18 or 19. So it was just a really cool experience for me to be able to participate in the political process by being able to vote. And I was very happy to vote for Barack Obama when he was elected. It would just be cool to see his perspective on his presidency, like reflecting back at his time. And I've heard really great reviews about this book. So that's A Promised Land by Barack Obama. This next book I bought through Amazon. I wasn't able to find it like at a used bookstore. Like I couldn't find this book anywhere, and I needed it for a research paper that I was writing, and that's The Sexual Contract by Carol Pateman. And this is a feminist nonfiction book where she kind of talks about the social contract, but an offshoot of that or we have these societal norms based on gender. And she kind of really dives into that idea in this book. I'm doing a really bad job at describing this, but I used this for one of my papers when I was still in school, and I wound up keeping this as part of my collection because I thought it was really interesting. I do want to reread this outside of school because I found it to be really interesting. So that's The Sexual Contract by Carol Payman. The last 2 books I wound up winning on Instagram giveaways, which is really weird because, you know, you see a lot of giveaways on Instagram, and I usually don't enter into giveaways because they ask for the most. They're like, comment, subscribe, post it in your story, tag like 5 friends, and your friends have to subscribe, and you have to share the pictures every day on your stories. And I'm like, bro, I ain't got time for that. But these 2 were really simple. It was just like comment or DM the mailing address. And I was like, I'm all for that. So the first one I wound up winning from Penguin Random House, and it's The Space Between Worlds by Micaiah Johnson, and this is a work of sci-fi fiction. And this was part of their Amplify Black Stories. And this is a story about a girl who's able to travel between dimensions and trying to solve the mystery of why she keeps getting killed off in all these different universes. So that's The Space Between Worlds by Micaiah Johnson. And then this one I went through the Good Morning America book club. I think they were promoting the paperback edition of this book. This was one of their picks for their book club. This is a story of a multiracial girl in Japan. I believe her father is Black and her mother's Japanese, and then she's forced to live with her grandparents, who kind of lock her up in the attic. And then this is like her story. She winds up forming a bond with like her brother or her half brother, and it kind of goes from there, where she's kind of rediscovering her identity and her relationships with her family. I don't even think I said the title of this. This is 50 Words for Rain by Asha Lemme. And so I was really excited to win this, and I was very surprised because it was really quick when they said that I won this and to expect this in the mail, and I thought that was pretty awesome. And this one, they didn't even say that I won. It just kind of showed up in the mail. When it showed up, I was like, wait a second, I don't even remember ordering this book. And my husband was kind of like, yeah, sure you didn't, sure you forgot. And I was like, no, I promise I didn't order this book. And then in the first page, it came with the note saying it was from that giveaway, and I thought that was pretty cool. But anyways, that's it for my book haul. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these books. What do you think about them? Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll talk to you guys soon.